Politics of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, also known as GERD, is a gravity dam on the Blue Nile River in Ethiopia. It has been under construction since 2011 and is now nearing completion. Once finished, it will be the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa, generating over 6,000 megawatts of electricity. Ethiopia hopes the dam will transform its economy and make it a major power exporter. However, the GERD has also become a source of major geopolitical tensions, especially with Egypt and Sudan. These countries fear that the dam will reduce their access to Nile water, which is vital for their agriculture and water supply. Egypt relies almost entirely on the Nile for its water needs and has historically claimed the lion's share of the river's water, based on agreements dating back to 1929 and 1959. Egypt fears that the filling of the GERD reservoir will significantly reduce the flow of water downstream, potentially leading to water shortages and affecting millions of farmers. Egypt has sought international mediation to reach a binding agreement with Ethiopia on the filling and operation of the dam, but negotiations have repeatedly stalled. Sudan is in a more complex position. While it could benefit from the GERD through access to cheaper electricity and regulated water flow, it also worries about the dam's safety and potential impacts on its own dams. Sudan is particularly concerned about the lack of a binding agreement on the dam's operation, which could leave it vulnerable in case of droughts or dam failures. Ethiopia views the GERD as essential for its development and asserts its sovereign right to use its water resources. It argues that the dam will not significantly harm downstream countries if operated responsibly. Ethiopia has repeatedly stated its commitment to cooperating with Egypt and Sudan to address their concerns, but it has resisted calls for a binding agreement that would limit its control over the dam. The GERD has also become a symbol of Ethiopia's growing regional influence and its determination to assert itself on the international stage. Numerous rounds of negotiations, mediated by the African Union and other international actors, have failed to produce a comprehensive agreement. The main sticking points include the volume of water to be released during droughts, the mechanism for resolving disputes, and the legal status of any agreement. One potential solution is enhanced data sharing and monitoring mechanisms to ensure transparency and build trust among the three countries. A flexible approach to filling and operating the dam, which takes into account hydrological conditions and the needs of all parties, could also help to alleviate concerns. International guarantees and financial incentives could further encourage cooperation and ensure that all countries benefit from the GERD. The failure to reach an agreement on the GERD raises the risk of escalating tensions and even conflict in the Nile basin. Continued dialogue and compromise are essential to prevent a crisis and ensure the sustainable management of the Nile's water resources. The politics surrounding the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam are complex and deeply intertwined with regional power dynamics and historical grievances. Finding a solution that balances the interests of all parties is crucial for the stability and prosperity of the Nile basin. Thank you for watching.